now we got a problem, and you left me here to solve it. I regret that I even tried. Now it's me, myself, and
Feeling like I did something wrong, tempted to blow up your phone. You're acting like I didn't know you at all.
What you keep on talking for? Come here, let me take off all your clothes with your permission. Cause you ain't doing the things you said up in the messages. So it's time for me to take control, call me a fool.
Now we're on this floor. If you with it, then I'm with it. If you want it, you can get it. As long as you kiss me, tease me, bite me, lick me, choke me real tight, baby, blow my mind. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kerry D.
And I'm Lyndon Jamez.
And we are Roommates. We just want to take a few moments to thank and show our love to Yes Bitch Entertainment.
Okay. Yes, God.
Okay. We just always love your energy, love your support.
Yeah.
Since we started as Roommate, you're one of the biggest supporters that we have gotten to experience, and we just wanted to send that love right on back. Absolutely.
Yes, most definitely. And I would say, if anything, you're like one of the most honest, genuine people out there who give you like 100% honest feedback. You don't keep it a buck, you don't keep it 100, okay? So, and that's what we need as artists, to grow and to be better, you know what I'm saying? So it's needed, so keep doing your thing. For sure, okay? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel, honey. It's God. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And to go a step further, tap the notification bell. That way you'll be informed each and every time I'm uploading something new. Yes, honey. Welcome, Chad. What's up, Chef Pearl? Ebby, how you doing? Lex, hey, boo. Naeem, is that how you pronounce your name? Naeem Threat, how are you? Yes. Just waiting on our guests to show up. Yes, God, honey, they should be here shortly. But, child, I got some good questions. What's up, Cap? What's up, Soulful Dog? Diva, hey. Child, I have some questions tonight, honey. We got to get into some things, honey. We got to get into some things, girl. Yes. How did y'all feel about the last episode? Of Chasing Dallas, honey. Girl. What's up, Brianna? How you doing? Yes, honey. Y'all like my hair, bitch? You can't tell me nothing, girl. You can't tell me nothing. Nothing. Girl, I'm serving thug, queen, butch queen, trade shit, girl. Hello, God. You, huh? Yes. Thank you, Shed Pearl. I appreciate it. Yes. All right, y'all. Our special guests are here, honey. Let's get into it. What is going on, guys?
Hey, how you doing? Hold on.
Hold on.
I can barely hear you. Hold on.
Yeah, probably got 10 minutes. From the time.
I did. I tried it on the side of my phone. I know how to turn up the stuff, sir.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. It's just really low. Can I connect to that? No. Oh, think so. Hold on. Where your speaker at? We trying to be ghetto. Don't pay us no mind.
No, it's okay. Y'all let me tell you something. One false move, and I have shoe boxes holding up my computer.
I'm like, huh?
Oh, so y'all ain't getting my
I just
joke.
told you that ain't did nothing but do nothing. Can you find us a speaker, please? Hi, yes, bitch. How you doing?
Okay.
I'm good, and y'all chat. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yeah,
it sound a little bit better.
A little bit better. Yeah, I'm gonna get a little closer so I can hear.
We're gonna try to connect to the speaker so we can hear you a little better. So
Let
hopefully.
me push my stuff closer to me.
We so behind. We sorry, y'all.
Okay.
No, it's all good in the
You are
hood.
now paired. Enjoy.
Thank you, Alexa.
Un momento, por favore.
Oh no. We thought we had this together. Hold on. Boo boo.
No, it's cool.
You said who?
H2 mini.
Do your thing.
Bam.
What's up, Jace? How y'all doing today? Is that better? Is that better? Now you guys are really low.
Uh-oh, now we really low. Oh, fuck.
I heard it better. What's that thing you're holding? I hear it better in that.
It's a little speaker.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us now? Ooh.
I can actually hear y'all with that.
Okay.
I'm gonna just leave this bitch on my shoulder.
Okay.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? See?
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
I'm doing pretty. Yeah, each and every day. It's we try to make it.
Doing good, babe. How you doing?
I hear you. I hear you.
I love your hair, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Yes, right. Yeah.
I felt a little Snoop Dogg, a little Travis Scott vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's not say Travis Scott right now because he got. Was it him?
Oh yeah, child. Never mind. My bad.
Yeah, don't say Travis Scott.
But the thing about it is, though, that happened 3 years ago. I wonder why everybody's making such a big stink about it now.
No, that was recent.
I thought it was 3 years ago.
The Houston?
Yeah.
No, because SZA was supposed to be there too, and then she wasn't there.
Oh.
Like, so it was a situation. I think the Houston one was recent. The one where they were like going through like a gate. I think that one was years ago.
Oh, okay, child. My bad.
But that's crazy.
Wait, so the multiple people died twice?
No, people were trying to like bust through a gate. He's done this before, where people have like tried to like bum rush your shows. I don't know.
I have an unpopular opinion about that.
What is it?
What's unpopular about?
Think about this though. We have seen Drake concerts, we've seen Beyonce concerts, we've seen bitches who actually have star power. Let's be honest, the Travis Scott girl is not really that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not really that. So the fact that we haven't seen mass hysteria like this on that level with these particular artists, but only with him, I believe if he really is a Satan worshiper, what if, because this is the tea now, this to catch the tea, it is said that there are certain like spells hidden in frequencies in music.
They say it.
What if the type of music or whatever frequency he's using in his music actually, but the people that are affected by those frequencies are the lower vibration bitches. So all of those bitches,
hocus pocus.
Huh?
It's giving very much hocus pocus.
Yes, it's like Dracula.
Yeah.
Come to me.
Yeah, come to me. Yeah.
I'll suck your blood. I'm coming to suck your blood and your dick.
Two things can be true. Two things can be true.
Yes, God. But yet only the low vibrating people actually follow that frequency because they don't stand on the higher plane of consciousness. So
it was a lot of kids there.
And those are very low vibrating motherfuckers. They really are. Fuck them kids. They said a nigga was running around stabbing bitches in the neck.
Oh wow.
Bitches in the neck. I didn't come here for all that. See, this why I'm going. No.
That's what they said. They said one of the police officers reported being pricked in the neck with something, and he woke up in the hospital, and they had to put Narcan in his system to bring him back. And you know they only use Narcan when you've overdosed on heroin.
Oh wow!
So whatever was in those needles, and all of those people that were affected that died, they also were injected as well. It's a big thing, child. It's going down the rabbit hole of demonic energy. But let us move into a peaceful place. Amen.
Not demonic energy. Okay, we try to stay clear of that.
Amen, honey. Yes. So let's get into some things. First, we got to get into Chasing Dallas real quick. So most of these questions will be geared towards you, Kerry. I do have some things I want to ask you, Lyndon, as well. So, but actually, you know what? Let me start with Lyndon real quick.
What's up?
Being this is your best friend and your roommate and your business partner, being around a lot of what we've had seen this season, how do you properly digest it? How do you not interfere when your friend is going to war with some of these bitches?
I have to stay out of it because for number one, don't mess with this one right here. I low key was ready for this. I don't. It was. It's something that was in my shando, in my spirit, that was ready for this. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers who like to talk shit, but none of them are in the position to, let's just say, do what my best friend is doing right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. And my thing is like, I want to see everybody win. And it's like I even hate it when they talk about other motherfuckers on the show because it's like all of them are out here chasing their dreams and doing what they love and doing what they want to do, and people want to tear that down. But when it comes to this one specifically with a P, you can go in the ocean, okay? Because at the end of the day, you don't mess with this one because he's just here to give his talent and what he like loves to the world. And so for me, sometimes it gets frustrating. So I can't really completely invest all of my time and energy into it because if I do, I'll be ready to be angry and ready to beat some bitches up. But at the end of the day, I would like to respect everybody that's out there and with love in my heart. And so what I want to do is know that like I'm just here to support my best friend and whatever decisions and however he feels, I'm here and I got his back.
Yeah.
100%. So at the end of the day, if there's an issue with that, you got an issue with me.
Okay.
Okay. So that's it.
He almost had a.
I'll be chilling.
There's a scene that didn't get displayed, but it was at what was it? At the Christmas party, the Christmas sweater party, and you know, like if you watch that episode, you know there's a whole bunch of bickering that happens on the episode. Well, I also have a moment in there with someone, but then if you look right over my shoulder, this what will look like he was like, no, hold on, who talking to him? Hold on, who holding that conversation with him? No, not that one. Like you like.
I know that's right.
You were about to turn to something else, and I'm like, see, this why I stay at the house. I don't be wanting to. I don't be trying to have no drama.
And I'm real quiet about stuff, but if I need to be heard, I will be heard.
Okay.
And that's the thing.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it. But other than that, it's all love, guys.
I have a question though. So by you being more so you're involved, but you're also on the outside looking into as these things happen. Let me ask you this question. Do you feel like there's been any benefit by being on Chasing Dallas for your friend, for your guys' brand overall?
Of course. You cannot discredit like what's going on with the brand. Like I said, it's a lot of talented people doing this, like on the show, and it's like, especially for us in the LGBT community, like I think it's wonderful what everybody's doing. So it has been a benefit because there are eyes. There's been moments where me and Kerry's been out and they'd be like, oh my God, roommate, like here randomly, like in Atlanta. Yeah. So it's been a huge benefit. So I appreciate all of that for sure. Yeah.
You guys just had a recent accomplishment with your music too, right? You guys are on the charts.
Oh yeah, well yes. When we debuted, top 12 on the R&B charts.
Yeah,
sure. Top 12. I think it's top 20, but 12 is the number we.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. True gifted vocalists, people. There is no barnyard sound bites over here, honey.
Not
There's
at all.
none of that.
Okay, at all.
True talent shall be exalted. They shall be praised and worshipped, bitches. Okay.
Not gonna play.
Okay.
The other ones can follow the frequencies of Travis Scott.
Ooh.
May those roads lead you where they may.
They may.
Okay.
Okay.
So this question, I guess, is for both of you guys. Kesey, I extended an invitation for him to join me here tonight. I don't think he's all that active anymore on social media. Is there anything that y'all can speak of when it comes to him, like when it comes to the show? Because obviously, I don't think we see him anymore, right?
No, he pops up again. We have a, I mean, is it really giving it away at this point? But we have a listening party towards the end of the season for all the people who are part of Roommate Studios to kind of like display their music. Yeah. Because we kind of want people to, get into it, right? So Kesey comes and he presents some of the music to the group for that listening party. So you'll see him again for sure.
Yeah.
Was he ever supposed to have a truly active role or just be kind of introduced the way that he kind of was?
So he was supposed to be introduced the way he was as far as like through me as far as someone who I brought in. But technically he was supposed to have a bigger role on the show. I can't really speak to why he didn't. People be busy.
I hear you.
It's new territory too. So
for sure.
Yeah.
You have
I get. He seems very, very shy into himself a lot. I notice. But honey, like I said, you want to be in this industry, you're gonna have to show. You might have to just turn it on real quick, and then when you're done with the work, just go back to your normal, groundhog nature, and that's perfect. So, honey, that's perfect for relationships too, because honey, you can come to my house and let your hair down. Hello, God, and we'll be riding. Even in anxiety, you're gonna be the reason that I'm smiling.
You better know that song.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Look, yes, God.
Okay.
I love that song. I got all y'all's music. Let me tell y'all something. I play it in the car on my way to work. I play it all the time. When I've even had the opportunity to play it while I've been, laid the fuck out somewhere, honey. Hello, God. Okay. Yes. And by the end of it, Trey be like, "What was that music?" I said, "Child, you're not worthy. You're not worthy." So speaking of music, how was it? Did you expect the type of greatness that you received from Ariel?
Oh, so no. Because most people come up to us and they be like, "Girl, I got music.
I can do this. I can do that."
And they started, even people in our community, and and a lot of them are good, but like when Ariel hit me, she had this like notepad. It was like the last reunion, and she said, "Oh, I got something." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. No problem." But she pulled it out through the beat, and like I heard it, I was like, "Wait a minute, bitch. No, hold on, no." At first, I was just like paying it, like, "Okay, girl, she's just somebody else who wants to do music."
Yeah.
But no, she was like, "Oh no, like this bitch is really dope." And so I was like, "Bitch, I think I called you that day." I was like, "Bitch, I think we need to put on Brunch Remix."
And I was like, "I'm down."
I said, "Let me just see what she look like. Let me just," because she said she wanted to do music. I said, "Okay, I don't mind like helping you navigate, what you need to do." But when I heard her, I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, girl. Let's see what we can do. We put out a project. Let's put out a project, man."
I did have a second.
I was like,
it was a second I was talking to Kerry. I was like, "Now, I know I know they're your friends and stuff, but can she rap?" You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, because we want to make sure that we're putting out quality. Like, you know what I'm saying? We like to be honest as well too. So, but when we heard her, I was like, yeah, it's perfect.
Good.
It's a perfect fit. It's a perfect fit for sure. Like, I was happy.
And she's very good at like she's very hungry for it. So
Yeah.
when you're in the studio with her, and like there'll be times I would need to just like just vocal produce certain things, like just do it like this rather than that, so it had the impact. She'll take it, and then you can hear it in another song where she has applied that note to other songs, and I'm like, "Yes, bitch, you better."
But she adds her like
her thing,
her thing to it. So it's like
her projects for so far, I can't be spilling no tea.
It's really good.
But it's really good.
Yeah.
For what I've heard so far, it's really good.
Yeah. And can we be clear? We're not a label just yet, too.
Yeah.
We're not a label.
We're in a label. I know the girls love to be like, "Why?
How you gonna get yourself off the ground and this off the people?" Well, that's the point. Is like we're trying to work across. Like we love, like Issa Rae said it. Work across, like
and build up.
Yeah, and build up. Like we want to work with our people and then build up from there. Instead of like, "Ooh, I'm trying to get to these people that are up here," and it's like, no, there's some talented people that we know personally that are out there that represent what we represent, and we like, let's get it.
Right now, we're a vocal production service that helps you put your music together.
Writing and all of that like that. Somebody actually hit us up today. I got to tell you about it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
My bad.
No
and just to be clear, you guys are getting paid for these services, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I want to say this, going again, like I stand over you guys for a reason, because there's true talent that lives within the building of RMA. And I feel like I don't want people taking advantage of you, which is why I have to ask this question. And the reason I asked the question previously about you benefiting from this, I understand that we have things to show in a show, but happy birthday is not your ceiling.
At all. First of all, and what I felt weird about that, because last season I had an issue with it. This season I don't have that much of an issue with it, and I'm going to tell you why. Last season people couldn't understand what is Kerry, or couldn't understand my issue with Reese, and I'm like, but you can identify that the only song you've ever heard me really sing is Happy Birthday. Like you don't see them at my issue. Now this season coronavirus was a thing, so a girl wasn't going out singing.
Ooh, honey, say Rona. YouTube be trying to shut the girls down.
Sorry, excuse me, Rona, Miss Rona. decided she wanted to pop her head up, and so me and my granny, I have to take care of hers at times, so I can't be putting myself in positions to be getting Rona. So I wasn't out a lot. I did a couple of shows, but by the time I did them shows, I didn't want them coming because I didn't know if it was gonna be a good show or a bad show because you gotta practice. There's so much stuff. But trust me, I know my happy birthday ain't the ceiling, but if the only time you see me sing is because I'm at somebody's birthday and they need a birthday song.
Just know it's requested.
It's requested. I'm not I don't
Kerry don't be putting on
His
name on the list of open mic to say I would like to sing happy birthday. It's like I've seen this happen, and it's my best friend, so of course I'm gonna big him up. But I've seen like moments where we're out and about, and somebody's like, "Have Kerry sing happy birthday," because like let's be real, Stevie Wonder did a birthday song,
and we'll do it.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you want somebody to serenade you and sing happy birthday, you go want a vocalist to do it.
Yeah.
Like and I have to. Oh, excuse me. Get some of
You're
that.
so funny.
But he's a talented individual, and like it's the happy birthday song. But like when you go to events and parties and they have a person to sing happy birthday, they do have like some of the talented people to do it. So I think it's like kind of also dope that people like request for him to do it. Yeah. Listen, there was a party, I think it was Brandy's party, they had Kim Burrell sing like happy birthday to her. Like, so it's just like it happens, but that's all that's getting like people see that. But there's more to him than that. But like that's also an honor.
Right. We just not gonna make it sound like I've been requesting for them to film happy birthday.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is too, so you went all the way to Chicago to sing happy birthday, or was there more? Did you have a set?
So no, roommate was supposed to perform in Chicago that weekend, but I think something came up with family.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, something came up with family, so he couldn't make it. But I was like, well, I already took. At that time, I was still working, so I was like, girl, I took them days off. That was around my birthday, so I had went to Atlanta and then to Chicago. So I was like, bitch, I'm gonna go to Chicago. I'm gonna go because I ain't never been. I was like, let me go to Chicago and experience it. And so like Reese was cool enough to like was like, well shoot. I mean, like granted y'all can't, roommate can't perform, but do you want to get up there and sing something? And Kerry D don't do no last minute bookings. You got to pay me as Kerry D. As a roommate, we've done free shows like Kerry D used to. But we are moving into a place where you don't just book me for last minute for free. We don't do that. So the most you're gonna get on my free dime is a happy birthday song and a cute boot. Let me go and sit down.
Okay.
Okay.
Cute boot.
Speaking of the time in Chicago, did you and Rico ever have an opportunity to mend your love, to get your love started, honey?
Not mend to get it started. Rico is my boo. Now I love him. No, we are good friends. Look, I'm gonna have people in his deal talking about so what really? That's what we doing? That's what we doing? But no, me and Rico have been real cool. Yeah.
Child, you talking about giving it away, honey. Okay. So let me ask you this though. Speaking of that, like, what's the tea with Kerry D and Love? Like, what's going on here? I've been following you for a while now since your debut to season 2 of Dallas. I know we talked about it in the in-depth that we had a while back. And I'm just like, what's the tea? Is there a boo in your life? Are you on the hunt? Is someone on the hunt for you? What's the tea?
There's always somebody on the hunt for me. But I entertain, like, okay, so this is weird. So I've entertained love, that's a strong word, a boo thing for about a few months.
A strong liking
to someone. And funny enough, it happened in a couple of months before we went to Chicago, and it kind of ended when I got back and back home to Dallas. I kind of ended it there. But
anyone we know, or is that private information?
No, it's nobody you know.
Okay.
It's not. I'm not open. I ain't gonna lie. I'm private. But no, it's nobody you know. No.
Okay. Nobody with an album called Talk Talk.
Ooh, no. No.
Tried it.
He did. Okay. I love Rico with a K. Okay. No, but no. Yeah. We're just
okay. Child. All right. What about you, Lyndon? Are you in a relationship? You chained down?
Yes, I am. I am officially chained down right now to me, myself, and I.
Child.
I'm done. I put it on Twitter Today, actually, I was like, nah, I'm good. I'll count me out the dating game. I need a second, but I'm enjoying the process of like getting to know me and like love me for real, because that's a part of also the next journey of like.
Okay, let me ask the whole question, man. Are y'all still getting your things?
Always.
Niggas got me.
And do, but it's one. And when it's one of those things like I can entertain what I want, and that's what kind of got me sucked up in the other situation for a little bit of time. Not because
won't side trade do it, girl. Side trade will have you whipped for just make you think y'all in a relationship, child.
Well, he thought it was, but it's one of those things where it's like I know my boundaries. I'm not good with relationships because then I get sidetracked. I get off my goals, and until I'm at least past a certain goal, I don't think that I don't think a relationship gonna work. But if a bitch needed to get one, she gonna get one.
I don't want to be that's right. I don't. Leave me alone. I'm chill right now. I don't no. It's like there's this wall and I'm good. But like I love friends.
Yes. I ain't nothing wrong with friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Ones we can depend on. Yes. So let's get into some things, honey, as it pertains to Chasing Dallas, okay? So it's been publicly announced that this is the final season of Chasing Dallas. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm happy. I mean, I'm not happy that it's over for others. I didn't think I was going to be on this season. Honestly, I didn't know if I was going to be like, let me go ahead and sign back on this contract, just because where I was at that time, I was like, bitch, I'm done with this realm of shit. I don't need, don't want. Happy for what it did, but good girl, bye. But this season was fun for me. This season, I got to do a lot more. I'm sad that other people. That it's open for other people for this platform, but it's never an ending. It's just that you just gotta pick it up and find out where else we finna go. And like me and Reese are cool, me and Ariel cool, me and most of the group is cool. So it ain't like we can't go and do something else somewhere else if that's what ends up happening. But for me, this was gonna be my last season. Whether we came back or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into this. So, I did this. Kind of did add to that, so I won't ask that question again. The question I'll just ask it anyway. I really feel like you were underused both season 1 and 2, as so far from what we can see. Do you want to speak to that? You just said you got a chance to do a lot more. That's why I didn't really feel the need to ask it. But I'm just
no. You're good. Season 1, my season 1 for sure. That's where most of my heat and my anger went with Reese. Because I was like, girl, we could have been utilizing all them stages that I was performing on and, opening up for whoever do this, that, and the third. I was angry my first season. Like, bitch, I know this is not what y'all thought. Like, we have sisters like Atlanta and LA. Well, I can't speak to LA because they just put their artists are just starting up. But Atlanta, when you see an artist, you actually get to see them perform. You get to see it. And so my issue was very heavy on season 1. Like, girl, why you didn't get to see me on? You ain't have to come to all 40 of them, but you could have came to 1 or 2, gathered a couple of things of me performing, and moved on. That was that was the stem of my issue, because that cost us artists a lot of money just to do.
Right.
But my second season, the reason I'm not upset for my second season is because, again, Rona was a thing. I wasn't on stages this last year, just because a bitch was trying to protect her health and her granny's health, right? So you did get to see me in the studio work as a producer. Like I wasn't sitting on my hands. I was like, let me see what I can do as a vocal producer. Let me see how I can work with Kesey. Let me show y'all that I worked with Kesey. We put out a project. Now we were working on the second one. You see me work with Ariel. Like, essentially, you got to see an artist where the artist could be in that moment. And I mean, for me, I don't have an issue. I mean, and keep in mind, you haven't seen the rest of the season yet, so hopefully you get to see. One of Roommate does have a performance coming up, the one we did in Houston, so hopefully that gets shown. So you'll get to see it. It's just, I think I can see from a fan's perspective, when you watch the show, I can see how somebody can be like, girl, the only time I see you is you singing happy birthday. This really ain't giving me shit. You know, from both seasons. I can see that. I can perfectly see that.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to ask an obvious question. So myself and the viewer saw the drastic change in how you presented this season. Do you see it? And if so, was it due to the criticism you received last season for being too quiet?
Yes and no. So the yes part of it was I'm a person who takes criticism in and be like, I can apply that, you know, going forward if I feel like it's something that pertains to me and what I need to do, right? So for me, my first season, it was for me, I didn't think I was quiet. I mean, I didn't think I was quiet because I just couldn't talk. I was quiet because I don't know them. I'm not gonna act like I know them. You know, like as I'm watching people do shit, I'm like, oh, look at that. Oh, okay, cute. Like, or you know, like I'm just gonna take it for what it is. This season, I said if I'm going to come back, I might as well get to know the girls, open up a little bit more, be a little bit more myself. What I can tell you is what you saw on the season of me is more me, for sure, more me. Whether you like me or don't like me, don't make me no. Never mind. I almost said something. I don't know if I could say that yet. But did you cut out on me? Hold on. Hello, can you hear me?
I'm sorry, I was muted, but I
Oh,
forgot to unmute myself.
bitch, I started looking at this speaker like her.
It's all good. I'm sorry. This next question kind of goes into that a little bit. So I mentioned this in my review, and I know a lot of other people mentioned it as well. You can speak to it if you want or not. But we noticed, like, when you're dealing with confrontation, it seems as if on the green screens is where you kind of can give it, but when you're dealing with it in present, it doesn't come off the same way.
I hear that, which it's weird to hear people say that because in those moments, it's not a confrontation to me.
Okay.
In those moments that like let's speak on the me and Ariel. I my intention was not to come for her. So when her reaction was what it was, I was like, did I do something wrong in this situation? Like, and I'm like, I'm not gonna argue with a girl over something I didn't intend. I wasn't intentionally coming for you, so I don't understand why I'm not gonna give you that moment. Now, in my confessional, I didn't say anything beyond like that bitch with her ass. I didn't say nothing like, you know, like I didn't try to come for her there either. I just said, now, girl, you know I ain't trying to come for you. People don't understand. Like the confessional happens after the fact, so I'm processing what y'all are seeing. Like that, those are my thoughts in that moment. I mean, I'm not gonna stop talking. I'm not gonna.
And if I can vouch for Kerry, like also Kerry in his real life with his friends, most of us have an understanding. So if I say something to like him or he say something to me, we kind of know where it's coming from. So kind of like to deal with different people that he like, you know, everybody's still learning each other's behaviors. It's like, oh, they don't know that he meant nothing by that. Like that wasn't supposed to be a dramatic moment. So,
and I'm not gonna give you that moment. I'm one of the people like when we have beef like that, like me and like in real life. Me and Reese, I would never see you again. Like if me and Reese was beefing, I don't have to see you ever again. I think I really don't understand what people expected from me in those moments because I was like, I'm not beefing with any of these people. I'm not gonna sit over here and try to over explain and talk down or yell down a bitch over something I don't give two shits about.
He don't care about it.
And that's why I was saying, like, so for me, you're gonna see me like let a moment happen between me and Ariel, like where I'm like talking to her, and then she pops off because I can understand the impact of it in the conversation that she was having, but at that time, that's not what the energy was giving. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, girl, well, you know, girl, we doing too much in this little room with people we don't know. Like, I'm not gonna give you that. And then what it's gonna look like if I'm sitting up here arguing with a girl? I don't know. I don't about something I'm against, not trying to make an issue with, and I think I also want to touch on this just because I feel like it has something to do with it. I kept seeing comments about me stuttering. A stutter is just what I do. I stutter. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about it. I don't know how to make you feel better about me stuttering. It just happens. But in no way is it one of me like backing down to a bitch because a lot of the times I was saying when I think there was a scene where Robert and Dior had walked up on me and asked me about the Ariel thing, and I was like, Y'all know I'm not scared of y'all, right? Like I'm not like I don't know what y'all think this is. Like, cause Dior is cool, Robert cool, but I think they were like for the scene. I think it was this idea that somehow I'm gonna back down on my word from what Markel said. I would tell Markel what I said, and if he wants to clear it up, he can clear it up. But I said what the fuck I said.
Speaking of that, ooh, girl,
What happened?
there is a really feedback.
Feedback.
It's really loud.
Is that better?
Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
Okay.
That's much better. Ooh, girl, because yeah, it screamed at me.
I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. Ooh, don't tell me I'm a low vibrating bitch.
Okay, let me lift you up. No, just kidding.
Ah,
You could never be.
Lord. So speaking of the whole, Ariel, the conversation piece of, Markel debacle, how do you feel? You've already cleared it up. You can if you once again, but my real question is, how do you feel looking back as the season goes? That's kind of like you're the butt of the joke. Because we see George kind of plays with it. Ooh, child, make sure Kerry don't have enough to drink, child. Make sure, we hear it a little fluent throughout each episode, kind of, it seems like.
Initially, it irked me a little bit because then you could see people like kind of taking that and running with that when it was like, okay, if you saw me in the moment, it wasn't like a bitch was just sloppy. It wasn't like a bitch just like Markel said this, blah, blah, blah. It was like a whole conversation happened. I think people like to like that's his issue. Like people don't like me for whatever reasons they don't like me, but when they don't really have anything and there's the get your gotcha, he's a sloppy drunk. I'm like, oh, okay, girl, no. We all know I'm not. We all know that I keep it pretty good, close to the vest, mind my motherfucking business and move around. I initially was a little bothered by that, but ultimately I don't give a shit because I don't think I don't think people mean it how other people are receiving it, if that makes sense.
I hear you. Speaking of receiving it, honey, Reese received a lot at that lemon squeeze. You were there. What was your perspective? What was going through your mind as the village was throwing stones?
Child, I was in a unique position at this point because me and Reese weren't necessarily against each other at that point. We had mended fences just to create the timeline for y'all, just in case certain things look out of place. The meeting of the minds happened. Me and Reese were in a understanding that we just wasn't gonna get what we wanted from each other at that moment. But then after that, I had a scene where we were in the studio for 6 hours. You get to see me work with Ariel, Kesey, and Lyndon on his project and roommate. And me and Reese had a real heart-to-heart and like conversation where we kind of mended fences right there. And by the time the lemon squeeze happened, I was like, well, bitch, I ain't really got no issue here. So I'm watching everybody else. And
you were here for the free hot CBD infused treats, honey.
Yes, and they were hitting that lemonade and them cookies. Baby,
you know what? When I saw that in the premiere, I started laughing because I thought two things. One, everyone was quiet because they were high as fuck, or one, people were quiet because they were just like, "Ooh, girl, this ain't our business." I was just dying because I was like, "Girl, they probably stoned out of their mind right now." They were like this.
Me, Ariel, and Robert were on one side. We were toasted out of there. Now, there was a lot of expectation for this lemon squeeze. Like, there was some things I was privy to that I was like, oh, I can't wait for this to happen, to see what's going to happen with X, Y, and Z on both sides of this argument, whether it was on Reese's side, whoever else was against Reese at that point. But I wanted more from Reese that night because he said he had this, that, and the third, fourth. And I was like, well, bitch, even if it was at me, that would have got a different result out of me. But you were going so hard in the invitations. Go hard here too. Like driving home. But I think everybody else who did not receive wishes in that invitation was ready to go. And so they kind of came with what they were ready to do. Yeah.
Oh, honey, Premier had a whole dissertation prepared, honey.
Baby, he wasn't even invited. He showed up. I said, "Ooh!" My man said, "So you need to see. Come on, sit next to me."
Well, one thing Trey Howard said that I felt like was important on an interview he did with TTV was, and I mentioned this in a live discussion myself, that the reason people didn't say anything is because they've all in their own way have had that same moment and experience with Reese. You yourself have experienced something like that. So do you agree with that way of thinking? Like, these guys probably had some valid points, and obviously to write out all of these things that Premier had and to go as hard as George did for someone he says he doesn't care that exists in this life period, that has to come from a very real place.
A lot of it did. Like, there are conversations that happen at that limit squeeze that I don't think you guys get to see, unfortunately. But there was a lot of real moments even reached between Markel and Reese. I'll say that, right? And for me as a watcher, I had to even interject. Like, I can tell that this issue is a little different. Like, as much as we make it, the show makes it lovers and friends versus who owned it, who did this and that. It really, for me as a person who knows them both, I felt like this has nothing to do with the show, and this has everything to do with your friendship. And at some point, you really want it to work. And it's like y'all not listening to each other. So at this point, y'all just talking about this issue that has nothing to do with it. A lot of what happened?
No, sorry.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
No, yeah, I have a little ADD in me. So this.
Sorry. I was letting him know that.
Oh, okay. Shit. What was I saying?
Sorry. You're talking about.
It was about like how everybody kind of had this own issue with Reese, or something like that. So yeah, even with me, like, having that issue with him, I had to find my own way of like, okay, this is how I deal with this going forward. Everyone had their own way of also having that healing. Like Trey and Dior probably had it at the retreat. I don't know who else. I guess it's just me.
Do you feel like, because as a viewer and where George was coming from, we've had a lot of time to have these discussions before filming. Do you feel like that's probably why this didn't go the way Reese expected? Because people could see that and be offended that you only want to talk to me and have these discussions when it's beneficial to the show. If you're really trying to mend a friendship, it would happen more so behind the scenes, if any.
I hear that. I hear that. The only issue comes down to it is, and even, I mean, I can't speak for Reese or I can't speak for George in that situation, but it's also like a lot of disrespect happened on camera. So
yeah.
So also, so it's also like you can't determine where to resolve that. Especially if this is like speaking, not, I guess if I was Reese speaking, I'd be like, well, this is my platform and this is how I choose to use this platform, because hell, if you have an issue with me, you're on my platform. Let's talk it out the way I know how. If you really wanted to talk about it another way, you could have also reached out.
That's true.
And it's like, and that goes into the intent of who are y'all really trying to fix this anyway?
Right. That's true. Funny question, real quick, to lighten it up real quick.
Icebreaker.
Why didn't you take the regifted champagne flutes?
I tried.
I thought he gave them to you.
It was a joke. He was just because he wanted everybody to know where it came from.
They would have been in my trunk, sitting
ready to go
on their way to my house. Hello.
Okay. I was like, I could do some Tiffany glasses. I even told I think people, we all made like an issue about Trey receiving the crock pot, because it was like, well, girl, you gave this bitch, somebody you do not like, some Tiffany glasses, and you gave Trey a crock pot. I was like, we didn't know everything else that had happened or who, what conversation that had happened, but it was like, girl, on the visual side of this, you could have gave him the crock pot on the low and gave him some Tiffany glasses to go with that crock pot.
I mean, I'm just saying, that's why I said George had a lot of valid points in his argument, because a lot of other people, the viewers, were like, girl, he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong, child.
It just depends on who, what are like. What is it? See, I stay mind my business, step out of it.
Oh,
I just still don't know what the issue is. I'll just say that. Like
okay.
I can understand where they had went wrong after my video, like the video for Blow Your Mind.
Yeah.
Which I said they had a whole moment afterwards, which is what also kind of pissed me off. But
I saw bits and pieces of that. They never aired it though.
Yeah.
With all due respect, it's just two big egos in one room, and it's just
That's
to
it.
me, in my opinion, it's just
That's
two big egos. But it's sometimes it's playful, and then sometimes it gets serious. That's it. That's what I think. In my opinion, I know nobody asked me, but that's what I think.
Ain't nobody asked me.
So I'm going to ask both of you this question, actually. Since you guys were both in the area at Trey Howard's event, Honey, what was your take on the argument between Reese and Womack? And because you guys are so close to the situation, can you, if you would like to, speak to, has there ever been something that you've seen with both of them that would say y'all were in a relationship?
Not before that conversation.
Okay.
Not prior to that conversation. I couldn't tell, but also I was like me minding my business. But there was so much happening last year that I was sitting here like, you would have thought like some like when I don't know if this, because I don't keep up with my own show, I don't know if this was covered on the show, but what happened last year with George and Trey as far as the showing up.
Oh, the Louisiana dick in the mouth? Yes, child.
Right. So So when that came up, it was like, where was the energy? Like, oh, that's that's what you're doing to who but again, until that moment, I didn't really believe that there was anything until they were arguing in each other's face, and then Reese was pulling like, so what happened at this moment? What happened at this moment? Yeah. Oh, but this moment didn't happen, and then he was like, yeah, but, and we were like,
yeah, it sounded like. Nah,
because Lyndon, let me speak to this real quick. Lyndon, honey, you were there front and center, interested in this tea. I actually didn't recognize that was you until I took a second look, and I was like, is that Lyndon? Because I'm not used to seeing you in like colorful shirts. You had like a lavender. Yeah. Was it a turtleneck, child? I think it was a turtleneck.
No, he didn't have no turtleneck. Don't be doing my turtleneck. He really hate turtlenecks. He was not talking about turtleneck.
I did not have on a turtleneck. My chest is usually
out. His chest. He was showing his titties that night.
My titties are usually out.
Because Kerry, you love those turtlenecks, child.
I sure the fuck do now. That yellow one I do regret. But I saw the yellow one. I said, girl, I really wore that.
Listen, in the moment, it was nice. Okay,
I thought it was cute on the hanger. And then
weather, kind of for
it did. I thought I looked cute if I was in a sitting motion. Like you get to see it sit. But then there were no chairs, so I had to stand and it had to droop. And so it didn't do what I wanted it to do in that moment. But girl was trying to give an elevated version of thyself from last season. Everybody was like, you wearing a denim jacket every day. Well, bitch, you're the turtleneck.
A yellow one. It's canary yellow.
It's canary, but I was proud of it until I saw it. I said, ooh, girl, no. No, girl. Ooh. We all know I ain't come on this show to be no fashionista. I don't know why you girls trying it.
I do want to ask that question though. So throughout, like, okay, you kind of admitted it, I believe, having a conversation throughout this. Was it here or was it TTV's interview? You sat down with Aaron, I believe, at one point, and you like openly admitted to some things about you not being fashionably inclined.
Yeah.
So when you hear stuff like that, how does that make you feel? Or do you try to, elevate the game? Like, what is your thoughts on fashion for you? Like, do you feel like you have an issue with it? Do you feel like you could do better?
Yes, I can always do better. We're in a space of I can always do better. I don't feel a way about people thinking a way about my fashion because I know what I came to do. I know what I came to give. I ain't come to give no gourmand. But I do take criticism and be like, okay, could I have worn something other than a denim jacket? Mm-hmm. Yes. Why was that my attempt, right? Like, because how I explained it, me and Linda talk about it all the time. the level of don't give a shit that I have.
He don't have it.
If you call me
It's no
last
different.
minute for a call, like call shit, and we filming, you may catch me in a do-rag, an oversized sweater, and some sweat, and I don't give a shit.
You got to be real specific with Carrie.
You gotta tell me what
when
we
you
doing.
tell Carrie it's a casual.
Oh,
event,
honey,
she will take that
when
as
you
a
show
casual
it,
event.
no
Like,
tea,
you
no
feel
shade,
like,
Carrie,
you
but
just lay back and chill. Okay, I'm coming lay back and chill. And I think that's what I love because it's like a real like.
I do.
Y'all ain't nobody say we had no expectation of this being a runway on stage. Nothing.
But let's be clear, this season, if we are comparing the two, my
Right.
first and second one, I've done a lot better this
Yeah.
season. I made a lot of different attempts that I probably will never do again. But also some that I was very proud of. I was proud of my all black look because I love me in some black. When we was at the meeting of the minds, I was a little annoyed that they didn't show my whole garment for that meeting of the mind because I came dressed up ready to kill. I was like, bitch, you ain't know, that's why I had to post that picture because I was like, I know the girls ain't trying to act like this outfit wasn't giving what it was supposed to give, bitch. I know what I was doing. If you ask any other cast members from last season to this season about when they saw me, they had a compliment for a bitch every time. Oh, bitch, you look good. What you doing here? Do. A bitch had a goal to at least elevate.
I know
and
that's
a bitch,
right.
I felt like I did. Now, there was some misses, and she can take that and just move on to whatever I do next.
I do have a question. So when I first saw the official rollout for this season and the poster, I was taken back by the look they had you in. Now, was that a personal choice or was that something that production was like, we want to do?
No, it was personal. I wanted to come back a little bit more drastic than I was. Like, this is me. I'm gonna just put it right here in my teddy at this point. Let me plug it up. Oh, okay, sorry. Having a whole side conversation.
That's fine. I just want to make this announcement real quick. I postponed the premiere of my True Crimes video to 8:30 p.m. guys, so don't worry, you're not missing anything. We can continue the conversation.
Okay.
This is getting good, honey. Hello, God.
Okay, and look.
Your personal choice.
Personal choice too.
Of the
oh yeah. So at that point I was getting real bold with choices. Like I wanted people to know that you're definitely getting a upgraded Carrie this season, in my opinion. Whether people believed it was or felt that it was, I was like, at that point I was like, let's try makeup, and I was like, it was an all white look, so I had help picking that outfit out. So, if you don't like the outfit, it ain't my fault. But, but I was going to do what I had to do to try to show up for myself, right? It was a way of saying, like, I'm no longer the denim Carrie. I'm also, like, I'm finding out what I like and what I don't like.
Because now that you say all that, I look at the picture now differently, almost like an alter ego. Like, okay, bitch, I'm going to show you hoes what's tea this go around. Like, okay, I can see it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Going to that overall, even though I know you can't spill on the rest of the season, but I think we're coming to a close anyway. I think there's like 2 or 3 more episodes anyway. Overall, do you feel like you got what you needed and wanted out of the season? You were portrayed the way that you sought out to?
I won't say I was portrayed the way I sought out to. Like, that's not what I went in thinking. I went in thinking hopefully that people would see a whole story arc, if you will, because I knew by the time I decided to join the season, I knew I had a mission to patch something up with Reese. Like, because what people do is, like, I didn't sign my contract until right before, I think, the sweater party, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
So I wasn't a contract. I wasn't a call sheet hole until then. So
why so late?
I don't know. You had to ask him. I don't know who all got there, but I also was not intending to come back. George's birthday party, I was invited by George's best friend. Trey Howard's dinner, I was invited by James. I wasn't invited by the show. At those times, I didn't even know we were filming.
Oh,
wow.
I
was like, okay, cool. We here with the group.
Low-key, I was like, now good and well, these people are gonna be filming at these events.
But I'm one of the people who, like, I will not think of it, do not give a shit. Because I had no intention of coming back. So I was like, if I'm here for, me and Trey had a relationship. As for, like, we were friends. Like, he calls when, like, we be talking. George and I, we have mutual people who know each other.
Mm.
Sorry. So but we have our friends are me. I try to
Who's that? What's the tea?
try not to
What?
put people business out there, but like
Tell the tea, child.
no,
We want to
no,
know.
but we have mutual friends.
Okay.
So me being there made sense for that. But then by the time I think Trey Howard's party happened, I had said something bad about Reese, and I was like, "Bitch, that's not how I should ever show up on camera, like ever, like saying that type of shit." And I was like, if I go back, I want to make sure I apologize to Reese because my issue with him had nothing to do with what I said about him. You know,
Right, I hear you. Yeah, I was taken back. I was like, "Ooh, child, not Kerry with the fat bitch remarks, child. Stop
and
it."
again,
But I understood your theory too because of what you went through with the previous. And I don't think a lot of people, as viewers, the thing that confuses us the most is when we know this was taped not too long after season 2 was over with. So a lot of those emotions that you, Markel, George, everyone was feeling was extremely fresh for you guys.
yes, for sure.
Mm.
And I kept trying to get them to stop bringing me up with Reese because at that point I was like, we ain't cool. We ain't trying to be cool. That bitch can sit over there. And then like they kept like egging it on. They were like, who you not cool with? Who you got? And it just came out. And when it came out, I said, bitch, what'd you just do? I was like, my fault. I was like, my fault, because that's not what I was trying to do. And I was like, I hope he didn't hear it. But then to know he heard it, I felt horrible because that's not my issue with you. Ain't that you big?
See,
I don't give a shit.
I had a stern talking to
He
him.
did, because like that's not how I ever want to come off to anybody because that's not my relationship with you is not gonna be dependent on that or not.
Mm.
And I felt bad about that. So at the meeting of the minds, I don't know if you get to hear that through all the stuttering that they tried on me, but I apologized to them about that. I was like, regardless of how I feel about you, how we resolve this, that's not how I ever want to do that with you, with anyone. So I was like, yeah, I wanted to make sure that if I got back on this show, that was my goal, was to first patch that up and then also put someone else on, put Kesey on if I can, put Roommate on if we can. Lyndon about to come out with his own music. Make sure y'all listen to that when it come out.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like do what I know I came here to do.
You know what? This just gives me a thought. You ever considered becoming EP yourself and doing like your own version of Making the Band?
We thought about that, but very much that making the band meets American Next Top Model type of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Very much that we.
It's just RMA Studios is coming soon, and we're gonna get some stuff together. So yeah, it's gonna take time.
But we're gonna make sure that Roommate is where we need to be first, so that we can then show other people how to put music on a motherfucking streaming platform.
But right now, we are having a great time working with other artists and just like exploring the option of just having fun in this like field. Like music and stuff.
For sure.
And being creative.
You guys have been kind of busy as a group in the past year. Can you guys shout out some of the things that you guys have been a part of outside of Chasing Dallas?
Oh, well, sure. Okay, so we got to close Miami Pride this year, so that was dope. You know, there was a lot of dope artists out there. Some of our friends for sure. Then we also got to open up for Shantae Moore, so that was definitely a highlight for sure. We got to move to Atlanta for a couple of months to also help another artist vocally train. So that was something that that's kind of what got us into this mode of being
someone we know.
Somebody you would have met in Chicago if there's a Chicago.
Oh, okay. Look at you spilling tea. Speaking of shows, now that we know that Dallas is coming to, the CCO, which I have reason to believe that it is not canceled, but that's tea for another time. If offered to do something else, would you do it?
It depends. It depends on what and what capacity do I have control of. Because even though I have my own theories about this season that'll stay in the back of my head, I want to have more control than, especially when it comes to how you display people's doing music, or how you tell that
A
story.
little bit of feedback, just a little bit of feedback.
Feedback.
Ooh, that's perfect.
The headphones, where the headphones at? Do I plug it in here? Into the phone. Let me see this. Hold on.
You better sing.
Yeah.
Speaking of music, real quick, is the brunch remix available?
Hold on, we can't hear you, friend. I'm sorry. I just got. Can you? Is it still feedback?
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys are perfect. Speaking of music, is the brunch remix available?
It is not available. We were trying to shoot the video. I have been having my own mental issues lately.
It's just been pushed
So
back.
we postponed it for a moment. We couldn't agree on a concept, like a strong concept to put everybody in on, which we're still working on that. But yeah.
Ooh, a visual just came over me. You know, I'm my gay shit child. Yes. Here's a cute visual. Cute, like mansion style brunch fest, child. This fucking plane is gonna get on my nerves. But anyway, we'll work through the plane. A cute, like, you know, mansion style glamorous brunch fest, child. And then when Ariel's part comes up, she's like in this like bear skin, child, or you know, this like tiger skin, and she just comes in and just fucks shit up. Yes, girl. I can just see it now. Sexy men everywhere with chocolate and strawberries all over them.
Well,
I'm always trying to get y'all this shit, child.
Well, that definitely was already that was his suggestion as far as the mansion and the we had a concept of Gentleman Prefers Blonde.
Yeah, have you seen? You know when there's Marilyn Monroe and then there's the other lady and they walk down those stairs.
Yeah,
Gentleman Prefers Blondes. Yeah, and it's like they have that moment. It's just thinking about like that brunch and just walking through like that and just feel I want everybody to feel fucking opulent. Like you're that bitch. Like everybody.
Yes.
Still may happen. We just have to find the right venues because we had a certain venue that looked cute but was not mansion style.
We want to make sure that it was like close but not it, but we want to make sure that the quality's there because we want to make sure that whatever we put out is quality and not just putting it out just to put it out. But so we will wait if we need to in order to make sure everything is perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, how much y'all charge for product placement? Because you have a line on there that talks about "Bitch, where's my chapstick?" And you know I have it's not award winning, but because of my own delusions of grandeur, child, Tika Naturals, you know my skincare brand, honey. I have a great lip balm that everybody got as my child. And that could be cute, you know. We'll talk about it.
Well, let's talk about it because you can also do a brunch discount or like we send people your way and get a little off of that.
Okay.
Okay.
You know when the video is too, you pop up.
Oh,
okay?
absolutely.
Child, girl,
hand it to us on a platter, okay, with the chopstick, bear.
Let me tell you something. Ooh, I just need the finest piece of dark skin trade, and just he needs to have strawberries and chocolate coming down his chest, and then I disappear abruptly after the video shoot, and don't ask any questions.
You'll have to live from there.
Good time. Okay.
I'm here for in the song with Kesey that we saw him recording in that scene. Is that available?
You would have to ask Kesey. Kesey has all of his music.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Y'all can't do me like that because when I hear good shit, I'm just like.
So let me just let you in on it because this is why we had to say that Roommate is not a label.
Yeah, we're not a label.
Because if Roommate was a label, we would have his music and put it out when the label feels that it's supposed to be out. Yeah. Now there was a certain way. This is why if I do your question earlier was. Would I come back to something like a show? Like if a show presented another opportunity, would I come? I would only come if I could tell the music story the way I needed to be heard. Yeah. Because what my intent was when you first meet Kesey is that you would hear us discuss his first project, and you get to hear what we've done. So the people who the fans of the shows who haven't heard his music, period, would go and get that first project, Kesey.
Yeah. Okay.
So he did take my suggestion at that moment because that was my thought process that the show was going to do. So I told him, don't put nothing out. What we were going to do was shoot a video for Ride With You. With him and I, we were going to shoot a music video and have it released at that time. Again, we're not a label. If we
Yeah.
were, we would have had all those ducks in a row,
Yeah.
ready to go. But for some odd reason, it was not ready, so it could not be put out. So that was the ball that we had to, that we took, the L we took on that one. Again, you get ready. We're getting ready to have roommate the listening party, and that's where I was going to have people experience Kesey's new project.
Yeah.
Like, bitch,
Things that we
new
worked
stuff
on. Yeah.
since the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And then you can then listen to his new project with his new video that's supposed to drop around that time.
Because then when you hear everybody's stuff, you understand like
what we were doing.
Yeah, what we were doing the entire time in the studio is because this is what Roommate Studios is about. It's about let's bring out the best in every artist, especially within our community.
Yeah. And so
I hope that people are paying attention as well, because that thought process is very smart. As you're explaining it, I'm like, I can see why you did it that way. But again, you have to have the respect and honor as the production team to bring that dream to life. So when I talk about, and my bipolar's kicking in, bitch, because it's the shit I'm always cussing about on my reviews. If you treat the cast the way they're supposed to be treated, we won't be having outbursts like the one I'm having right now.
You're so funny. And I agree. What I will give them their credit this season, because a lot of times they were in my ear asking me things. Now, I can't speak for where production is, where they are right now, or how it's transpired since the season started. But I can say that they had this new production team that we've been working with this season was definitely night and day in comparison to what we had last season. That's why I wasn't tripping. Because like when me and Reese wasn't fucking with each other, I never saw Reese. I just saw the production team, and they asked me how we wanted to do this, and they asked us how we wanted to put out. By the time it got back, I don't know what happened. I can't speak to that, but but you know what I mean. But this production team, I will say, for it to be there, like I'll say Roderick's first season, I'm very very pleased with his work. I will say.
I want to. I don't know who filmed what. Maybe you can break this down for me. But there were several scenes throughout the past couple of episodes that I just could not hear. What could have been really good scenes, like the one with your granny this past, I couldn't hear anything. And it took away from the moment for me because I can't hear shit. So I can't get emotionally involved in the things that you were trying to convey over the screen. Yeah. Don't you think it's the responsibility? Okay, we tape this. Let's look back over it to reassure this, because I feel like they're playing on your cast members' time. Like, that was a whole moment. You can't really recreate. Granny got a lot of shit to do. Probably she ain't got time to be.
I am my granny's child. That baby was like, you get one out of me, and I'm done. But I will say, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'll say that, right? I do think if they do come back, or if there is another version of what happens, it's definitely good to invest in the equipment that is needed, like a boom mic, something of that nature. Lapel mics, or something of that nature, like something that may work to help the quality of the audio better. I agree. I don't disagree with that, because then that does mess up those intimate moments that makes so much more sense. Especially even moments that you want your drama to be heard clearly. You kind of there's always going to be things around, so you have to make sure we have the right equipment to work with. So you're right.
Speaking of death scenes, I overheard in the scene at the backyard extravaganza situation with Markel that you were supposed to be in a company and we didn't get a chance to see you.
The who?
Remember the scene from the last episode? Markel went to the backyard shit, and he invited Dior, George, and Trey Howard,
the Tara Reid lady.
No, the episode where they were at the backyard event space or whatever.
Yeah. My car, I had a flat tire.
Oh, okay. Because he's like, he's supposed to come, and then you never showed up to the scene. So I was like, okay. I wonder what happened.
I was literally outside talking about some bitch. My tire just got flat. I'm gonna take care of that. Because I ain't used to being without my AAA works, and I need her to come today. Let's just without that. And I think that day I had to film not only with them, but I was also going to film with. That was also the day we filmed with Reese, Ariel, and Dior. at the putt place.
Did y'all actually putt, or did y'all just sit at the table sharing a
We
basket
did,
of fries?
and we were trash. First, that place don't even look finished. But secondly, I mean they white. They don't give a shit about what I'm talking about. They gonna do what they gonna do. But the putt part of it, I know I can't golf. I clearly you saw it in the little shot where I hit the wrong thing. It wasn't even in the right direction. But
I didn't get to see anything. I didn't see you guys even playing golf.
Well, the one time you see them white shoes hit that golf and it go poop poop, it went around. No, well, don't worry about it, baby. If you didn't see it, you
I
didn't
might
see
have missed it.
But,
I might have missed it. But that's the thing
too. No, but we did.
Did you guys record that? Did you film it?
I thought we did.
See, that's the thing. Like, okay, we can watch anybody sit around a table and share a basket of fries, but we could have saw you all interacting, having fun. Okay, you might suck at golf, but that could be the quirky, fun side of the whole chasing reality part of it. So it's just like, I feel like there's a lot of missed moments. I know we're not done yet, but the fact that we're almost done and the bulk of this is just a long, drawn-out argument from about 2 years ago, child. All of these happening beefs and things of that nature. Were you at the pajama party?
Mm-hmm. I was sitting right next to Drake Simba.
How did you feel about all of that?
I ain't feel no way about it. I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I was barely there. I was wondering about because I also got a hotel there that night. I was up a couple of floors. I was like, well, girl, if this don't come on, I'm gonna just go on up to my room and mind my business. But no.
Sharon, you got to speak on that a little bit further because no one just gets a hotel, bitch. And what's the tea? What happened?
I do. Well, I do. I didn't want to. Well, I had a hotel there because I'm one of the people that like, if I'm gonna be fucked up,
okay,
I would like to not have to,
Was there company?
You know, that motherfucker. No, I was being an angel.
It goes down on that brown, honey. We saw all that Hennessy.
Okay,
Boy brings a suitcase of Hennessy.
Okay, do not play. But no, to answer your question, which part about Trey and Drake Samba or George and Reese? Which one?
Just like all of it. Just like you're taking all of this in because there's multiple scenes you've been involved in where it's just like, in the moments, are you just like, girl, not again?
And that's what it really is, because it just feels like it's like, where did this argument come from? For me, I'm sitting here like you already know Drake Simba and Trey Howard don't see it for each other, so they're gonna take whatever moment they gonna get to like dig into it. So you can't. All I can do is laugh. What's funny? That's funny. What happened with George and Reese? I'm sitting here like, see now. Normally, I would be like somebody's Reese. Like I would feel like Reese would be the normal one, like to kick up the dust. But it was like, was this a necessary moment, or could we have made it past? Because me and George already had a moment that night. He had already pissed me off, so I wasn't on Team George at that moment. I don't know if you caught it, because look, I've been asking people have they seen it. Because George swore up and down. He didn't try to close the door on me. So I don't know if you see me bust through the door. There's a moment where I'm walking through the door.
Oh yeah,
watch it back. But like,
I remember that now.
In my perspective, he was trying to close the door on me, and I was like, "Girl, this idea that you think you're gonna disrespect me not on camera and in front of this group, I will turn this bitch around. Hold on." So I was not. Me and George wasn't on a good page, and then I think one of the questions was, it was really funny. One of the questions said, "Who thinks Kerry D is messy?" And nobody said anything but his ass. He was like, "I do," but what happened with X, Y, Z. And I was like, at first, I think something had led up to that. I think my question was asking about yours, like personal business. And I was like, well, bitch, I guess I am messy. I'm like, bitch, I guess I am. And he was like, well, I think you are. It was like, what are you doing? What's happening here? What moment are you looking for right here?
Right, I hear you. Where do you stand now with either season 2 cast members or current season cast members? Have you developed any relationships?
Yeah, me and Reese are close, like night and day. Like he calls me when I'm taking with my granny. Like my granny knows this man. Me and Ariel are really good. We talk about music mostly, but we also kick the shit. Me and Trey are good. We talk it almost every other episode.
Okay.
Me and Markel, we're cool. We text here and there, on and off.
Okay.
Me and George, that just depends on what my friends feel. Telling you, if my friends good with them, I'm good with them. When a tip further notice, I don't know what. Yeah, George is just George over there. Who else? Who else there? Who else am I missing? Robert, he cool in the fan. I love Robert.
Is there? This really isn't, I guess, not your business to tell, but you can say you can't answer it. But is there a reason we don't see him as much this season? How can you be on the promo and be considered a cast, and we've only seen you not even a handful of times?
I don't know. Well, I can say I haven't seen him. I remember I used to make a joke with him. It'd be like, "Girl, every time we supposed to be scheduled together, where your ass at, baby?" He booed up and flying. He be flying places. He ain't got time for us poor folk. Us poor folk on the ground now. But I feel like he's in quite a bit, like, from what you may be about to see. I don't know. I thought he was in quite a bit, because a lot of the no, that's a lie. Now you got me thinking, because I had to think about the stories that's been going on this thing. What? Because I was like, Eric James is not technically a cast member. Maybe.
Speaking of him, what are your thoughts on his behavior that he's displayed so far? Do you feel like he's deserving of the wrath of the viewers and the cast members?
I think I do. I don't have an issue with Eric James, but I do see how, like, his words are getting his reaction. But I feel like if Chasing Dallas was to continue on, you would need somebody like him to help stir the pot and because it's not like he's not chasing something. He is chasing something. You just got to see it, But then also you need that one person who just don't give a shit about starting up no drama. And he looked like he is definitely one of the people who just do not give a shit. It's not the moment. He just gonna do it.
When you look at his confessionals, do you agree with other viewers and myself? He seems a little rehearsed.
He do. He do seem very rehearsed. Just a little bit.
Just a little prepared.
Hey, yo, bitch. What did he say? What did he say? What was the thing he said?
He said something, you little bitch. And the way he said it, I was like, okay, girl, you trying out for Real World or Road Rules or something, honey?
No,
like
Real World. Don't even do Real World because I love Real World.
But it's real fake.
They would really go in on Real World.
But no, I do. I see it. I see like the hey, yo, little bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Did I do it right?
Especially for the retreat.
I didn't catch a lot of the retreat just because I wasn't on it, so I was a little.
I hear you. Child was on like 4 or 5 episodes anyway. I mean,
nah.
It was cute though. Okay, so we're about to end it all out. Do you guys have any new music that you want to promote? What's next for RM8? What's next for Kerry D? What's the tea? What can we look forward to?
So for sure, Brunch Remix will be coming out soon. We're gonna be working on that because we want to roll that out, regardless if Chasing Dallas is here or not. We're gonna, still put that together how it needs to be. That fits our brand or what we're doing. Lyndon Jamez is getting ready to come out with his solo project. Can I give out the name?
Yeah, you can do it.
The name is Relapse and Recovery.
Oh,
he has some hitters on there. If you are into those. In your feelings, slide down the wall, slit your wrist type music.
Oh, not slit your wrist.
Slit your wrist type music.
I like to be in my feels.
But he's definitely going to give it to you. He's definitely going to give it to you.
Is there going to be a rollout for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For sure. But we want to make sure we plan it right because, again, you just have to make sure everything goes out on time.
Yeah.
So that people can hear it on time. but as far as Lyndon, he's been doing what he needed to do to make sure that his stuff is ready to go.
Yeah.
What am I saying? And then I'm getting ready to get back in the studio and start writing for my solo project. We're still writing for Roommate's next project. So
We're always still doing something.
Just working.
And we, any of those singers out there who don't know how to get started, we have RMA Studios vocal production camp, or you can get started. We can do vocal production, voice lessons,
writing and stuff like that, and just like creative direction, and just kind of like find your sound, find who you are as an artist. And that's because like since we've been going through that process, that's what we want people to do is have their sound. Because there's so many people who want to be everybody else, but it's like, what do you want to do? What do you want to sound like? How do you want to present the best version of yourself? So,
are you guys only exclusive to LGBT artists, or would you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
But we really cut and care.
We
for
cut
our
for us. Now, I will say that, like, as we want to build this ideal of a label, there's already enough straight people.
Yeah,
I hear you.
So like anybody that once we are at the level where we can take on artists like that, that's why like we did a lot of investing into Kesey, starting out and showing where Ariel starts off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that because look, Crossroads, baby, still hit. Thank you. But yeah, we did a lot of investing into our own, but we want to make sure that what we do, like we ain't gonna turn down no dollars.
Yeah.
Just because you straight.
I know that's right.
Listen, if the talent is there and you have the will to do it, and you are an ally, at least, like, come on now.
We ain't gonna help you tear us down.
Yeah, okay.
I might charge you extra.
Okay.
Okay, for real.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else you guys would like to say to the people before we get out of here?
Thank y'all for rocking with us. Yeah. Thank you, yes, bitch. Like for real. Like, we recall when we were dropping Boyz Next Door, even like just the single rollout for Blow Your Mind. We were literally figuring it out then. Yeah. Like what's the best way to really deliver this for this type of platform, and people like you really be Ebby doing reviews on our music and like giving your honest opinion, even if we didn't always agree with how y'all felt about our music video or whatever. But we appreciate that love, no doubt, because we understand. My goal on this show was to show the LGBT web series sphere that real talent exists within us, and that we can really put out some dope ass music that ain't only rap, that ain't only hip hop, that actually if you want to hear some dope ass singing, we out here and we can make it, and it doesn't have to be mechanically enhanced. So
that's our mission. And my mission as well is to highlight, again, like you said, these people already have their fans, their million supporters, their blue checks, their record deals and stuff like that. Let's get into the groundwork of things, and let's help build our community, because there are a lot of talented people. A lot of people steal from us and act like it's originally theirs. So let's put our own talent on, and then let's do what we can to support y'all and get y'all to the next level. Amen.
As I've stated, I really feel like we are behind like the scene so much that it's now our time to kind of like get into the forefront, because even with the whole like pandemic and everything like that, a lot of people had time to assess who they are, look at themselves in the mirror, have that time. And we realized that a lot of people who think they're the underdog now are now being the ones that are the ones to shine and to be the star. So, and that's why we were like, we have no choice but to do this, because we want to make sure that if we tell our story, we want to hear other stories that we can relate to.
Amen. Amen. Because if I hear one more gay person having to switch the word out of girl so much in a song, I'm just like, can we just live in our truth already? I would like to hear. It's not about the sex, because people always think we're hypersexual. It's really just about I want to hear something that I can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Like something I can desire to. So I appreciate you guys.
Thank you. But even if it is sexual, like one of my favorite comments on Blow Your Mind was a straight man talking about something. Bitch, I play this right before I bang. Get there.
My old lady.
And it was like, because a lot of people, when we were testing, like letting people around our city just hear it, they was like, I don't give a shit. I can be straight and still fuck with this. Because it's like, it's not about, I grew up listening to Kelly Price, Faith Evans. My perspective of men was through their eyes. It was like, you can hear how I talk about my heartbreak and still feel that.
Right.
Like it's not gonna be condensed to just whose gender is what
Yeah. And it low-key makes me sad sometimes in situations when we have conversations when I don't feel like other people like in our community are as passionate about having representation, because I feel like sometimes it is important for us to have our outlet to be able to say, instead of saying her or whatever, we can say he. And you hear somebody, another Black or queer person, it's talking to another male about like their feelings and or whatever it is in that creative aspect. But we need representation. We need to be able to tell our own stories the way we want to without any filter on that.
Amen. Amen. I appreciate you guys so much for taking the time out and coming up here. It's been a while since I've had an opportunity to chat with you guys. And I do want to say personally, I know I said it in the DMs, but I thank y'all so much for the video that you guys did for me. Thank you.
Oh, no problem.
No
No
problem.
It was a pleasure.
We love you, like for sure. Like I've already said, you along with Yes Bitch, Really Be, TTB, Cast Me Out. Y'all all shown us love.
Yeah.
To no matter what people may think about us or how we not where we need to be yet. Y'all recognize the real talent and y'all see where it is and y'all know what's up and y'all keep it real with us. We love y'all. Damn. For sure. And we thank you for always opening your platform, which, when somebody puts out their stuff,
always make sure you bring your ass up here, Lyndon.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Make sure you bring your ass up and let's get it started, honey.
Okay. I'll be ready.
All right, guys. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you so much for sharing so much. I do appreciate the transparency of it all.
No problem.
Listen. Yes, right. God. Okay. I love it.
Take care, guys.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Guys, thank you guys so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. I have to get out of here. My True Crimes is premiering right now as we speak, honey. Hello, God. Whoever, I don't even care about this person because y'all bitches are going to try to come in here and be on the bullshit. And I don't have time for that kind of stuff. If you don't like gay people, don't click on the video, bitch. Hello, God. Go suck a dick in the closet somewhere where you belong, girl. Anyway, shout out to Kerry D and Lyndon. I really do appreciate it for coming on and sharing so much, being so transparent. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, everybody. Hit the notification bell. That way you're updated every time I'm uploading something new. And tune in right now to the True Crime series. I put my heart and soul into it, y'all. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you get something from it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Sorry I didn't get the chance to get to the chat. It's a lot hosting. Okay. But I do love you and thank you for the support. Have a good night, y'all. Take care.